It was Queen Victoria who named the first British Columbia's capital city New Westminster, a little over 150 years ago. No wonder that the city is also known as the Royal City. I'm standing on a wet Columbia Street, and most of us know that the street was destroyed due to a massive fire, with exception of a couple buildings, in 1898. The building that was later replaced by the current Columbia Theater was one of those that vanished under the power of the fire. The new Columbia Theater, after the fire, was reopened with a big fanfare in November 3rd, 1927. I know it's been many moons ago, and if the building could talk, I'm sure we would have a moment of our lives.
In the Roaring '20s, movies were all the rage, and the Columbia Theater opened with great ceremony on the evening of November 3rd, 1927. This was the heyday of North American eclectic theaters. These exotic venues were known as atmospheric theaters, using artistic decor to transport visitors to another place and time. The Columbia's exterior featured twisted terracotta Moorish columns from the sidewalk to above the parapet. Inside, murals of Mediterranean scenery and wrought iron trellises created the atmosphere of an exotic walled garden. There are very few photographs of the original theater, but the recently discovered architect's drawings reveal the exquisite details and exceptional heritage value of this unique building in Western Canada's oldest city.
There is somebody behind this door that knows the history behind of it all. The man who renewed and opened the Columbia Theater in 2011. The owner of the theater, Buckland. And at this point, he's waiting for me inside. So after the break, I'll see you inside.
The ViaMia show is sponsored by the following people.
Here he comes.
Hi, Mia.
Hello, Barry.
How you doing? Welcome to the Columbia.
Thank you so much for taking time for all of us here.
Well, you're going to love it here. You're actually going to love it.
I know that.
Let's take a look. As you see, we're moving into the
towards the
grand
red
room.
wine.
Yes. We always have to have a little bit.
Well, how did you know that I love red wine, actually? I do
Red
like
wine,
it. It goes with a beautiful ambience, Barry.
Yes, we love it in here.
So I would say number one question, what's happening behind the big door?
The big door? Well, we do a lot of different performances in here. As you can see, it's quite the, we call this the grand room. We have two rooms in here.
This is the grand room.
This is the grand. The baby grand room's upstairs. This was built in 1927, and it used to have 900 seats straight up in it. And the players, what's called the Columbia Theater, Paramount decided to twin it in 1975, and actually built a floor closer to the ceiling to put a second theater in.
Yeah. So is there something upstairs?
Yeah, we have Laugh Lines Comedy Club upstairs. They rent us upstairs, and they have the baby grand room because it's a little bit smaller. Okay, we're going to be going up to the baby grand room, which is, this is where Laugh Lines Comedy Club is.
Oh, this is the Laugh Lines. When I was telling you, I don't even know what was upstairs.
Well, it's been around. We're going into our 25th year.
25th, Lifelines?
25th year this year. So it's going to be, it's coming up soon, so we're going to have a big gala for it.
Celebration.
Celebration, yeah. So as you see, we're walking into where Lifelines Comedy Club is. And stages here, Lifeline signs there, basically. And we have all sorts of comics that come in here, right from, who was one of the original ones? Brent Butt used to play here. And now he's a movie star, film person.
So he doesn't come anymore? He doesn't have that much time?
He's very busy. We'd love to have him back anytime. He's welcome to come back anytime. But he was one of the few that is a very clean comic. It's harder to be clean than it is dirty. Clean is a tough job to be in the comedy industry. And he is one of the ones that was always clean. We knew he was one that was going to make it. But we've had all sorts of comics that come in here, from Tommy Chong to Robin Williams stops by when he's in town.
Really?
But we never know. It's just all of a sudden he'll stand in line and there he is. And he'll get up on stage, and now you know why he's so good. He just gets up and he just bang, 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 bang. So it's fun. And laughter is the best medicine there is.
Of course there is. But it's good that you touched the topic about cleanliness and all this stuff. That's kind of my field where I belong to. And I find these days the comedians, they go the other direction. But obviously they have the audience. This place, I'm guessing it's all soundproof. Would it be able to be event here along the downstairs at the same time?
Well, it's funny you mention that. When we used to have a pool table over here when we first got in here, and if you dropped the pool cue, it echoed downstairs. And it was when the Raymond Burr Society was down here, they'd be doing a play and all you hear is bang, or they do a meat draw up here. Now we've got it up to about 92%. We've put special ceiling tiles on here to absorb all the sound. We've gone underneath and did special insulation underneath the floor. This wall here is got like 6 layers of gyprock on it. So to keep the atmosphere, we can have a band downstairs and have comedy up here, and it doesn't interrupt between the 2 floors.
And that happens, right? Two events at the same time.
All the time. Yes, all the time.
So this is basically a comedy club. Is it anything else that's happening on this stage?
We do some corporate events up here. Depends on the amount of people. The smaller ones do down up here, and the corporate guys also can use downstairs if it's a bigger corporate, because we've got behind their Lifeline sign here's a 10-foot screen, and downstairs we have the 24-foot screen. So corporate people like it. They can come in and do all their stuff on the computer, and it's central. Yeah, most people that come in, they don't realize how big this building is until they get inside of it. From looking out at the front, you know, only 60 feet wide. So it's historically, people come in here and go, wow, once they get in here, because you don't realize how big it is in here.
No, doesn't look that from outside. I really got attracted to your setup. That atmosphere is different than I see in the regular theaters.
We call this more of a Vegas-style theater.
You can accommodate very much, right?
Very easily, very easily.
What is your involvement with theater and with the culture, entertainment in general?
Well, I actually own Lifelines Comedy Club. I have since 1997. And so I was in the entertainment field, per se. And when this came up, this was originally owned by, as I said, Paramount. They owned it since 1927 to 1980. And in 1980, they shut it down. The Elks bought it. It was like the group of gentlemen that got in and bought the building, did some more renovations to it. They actually put an elevator in and sprinklered the system, so it's up to date. But they had a hard time. They had to put so much money into it because these old buildings cost a lot to maintain and to restore. So they ended up selling it to the city back about 13 years ago. And the city allowed the Burr Theatermen to move in here, and they had theater in here, which was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, I remember it was a different name of the theater.
Yeah, it was called the Burr Theater, after Raymond Burr, who was born here. Ironside from TV was actually born in New Westminster here. So they named it after him, and it came to a good success in the theater end of things. But it's hard doing theater in an old theater like this. A lot of rehearsal, and so a lot of downtime, and these old places need fixing up constantly. So cash flow for them wasn't desirable to keep it running, so the city shut it down, and it was empty for 5 years, and then the city put it up for sale, and I was one of the lucky ones that that got it.
How many arrivals did you have? Like, how many people were fighting over the beautiful place?
Oh yeah, to get in here. I mean, it took me a year and a half to renovate it. It was the ceilings were caved in certain parts here and upstairs. We had to update the electrical, bring it back up to which we thought was the original here. As you can see in our background, you see the beautiful red lights in the back on both sides. That you couldn't even see. It was all painted black. The walls were damaged. The ceiling was damaged. So we tried to bring it back to what we considered what the inside looked like. We only have one picture of the whole inside.
I just wanted to ask you, did you have to go through some pictures, like
we tried,
archives?
But the archives only have one picture of the original inside, and it's taken from the stage going outwards, not going inwards. So we don't really know what a lot of it looks like.
The stage and stuff.
Yeah, the stage and stuff. So we guessed a little bit, but we saw some pictures, and there was a lot of gold in it. As the cobalts you see up in the originals, that is all original. So we took the colors of the original and just went with it and built around what the original was.
So I can see those golden nice accents. Did you see the pictures actually from the?
Yeah, the ceiling used to be a sky blue with actual stars originally.
Oh, okay.
The rest was all done like a garden, and the original is still, we got one little piece original on the back side that the Burr Society did. It took about 6 months, and it was like 27 layers of paint on it. Very painstaking job to get back to the original, but the problem is it's like the old lath, and when they have the lath and the mud goes between it, it's actually broken off, so it's like an eggshell. So there's plastic all over the old originals. It's there, but we're holding it up as best as we can to bring back the old look of the historic built when it was built back in 1927. The rest of where the red lights are and stuff, we painted that all gold, and all the gold trim was gold trim originally. When they actually did back the original, you'll see one of the originals up there was actually the colors that we went with, what was the original colors in this establishment here.
I really like that you kept the way, the theater, as closely you could where it was before.
The only thing different is the style, as I said, it's like a Vegas style. It's different layers, so there's not a bad seat in this house at all.
No,
it doesn't
really
matter
like it.
where you sit.
No.
It's a fabulous seat, sounds great.
You see, you hear from even now when I'm speaking, I hear the sound system is probably without sound system. It's probably good, right? Is it due to the architecture as well?
Yeah, they know how to build stuff back then. I mean, they still know how to build stuff, but I mean, this is overbuilt what the technology is today. All the floors are either 2x6 or 2x4 upright. There was no plywood back in 1927, so this is built solid as a rock. And when they built it, all the trim, they don't have trim. The trim actually is a mold. Everything is molded here. There's not like nowadays where you get a wood and you just put the molding up. This is actually all molded right into the ceiling. All the rope where the gold is all molded into it. The two sides here where you see the red is, the gentleman actually did those. It was a gentleman in North Van that actually did them. His grandson was here and actually brought us the original plans. He happened to be here visiting for a show one night. He says, I think I have those plans from my grandfather.
That is
he brought them out.
nice.
So it's the history behind this is fabulous, the history of the old theaters.
That's what I was saying. You were not there when outside. I was talking just to get the teaser before I entered the building, that if this building could talk from the 1927, we would have a story of our lives, right?
Yes.
Every little piece. Can you tell me about the performances, past performances? Are there any good names that we'll recognize?
We've had different bands in here, like Tom Lemon, the Powder Blues came in. He's a blues band, fabulous. We even had Dal Richards in his band, 95. He'd run up on those stages.
I can't even squeeze the big band on that stage. But you said you can accommodate.
Yeah, the stage is kind of nice because we can make it bigger if we need more spot for people to put, musicians to put. Dal Richards had 12 there, had no problem putting that up. And we even have what they call On the Air, which is an old style where you used to go and watch live radio. They call it On the Air, and it's narrated by Red Robinson. which is one of BC's favorite gentlemen. He comes in and narrates, and they even do commercials like $1.49 a day at Woolworths. So it's quite the evening to come and watch.
I want to see that one because he speaks about it a lot in his shows on Sundays.
Well, he knows this is a hidden gem.
Yeah.
That's why. And there's not many of them left.
I think he likes this place. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of his favorite. That would be the past. Anything upcoming? There is something there. I see some.
Yeah, you see. I just see we've got a movie screen. We can show anything from movie screens, but what we show in the background right now is a show coming up on May 10th. It's called Songs of Sinatra, and it's put on by Rick Valiant, and it's Frank Sinatra, it's Dean Martin, it's Elvis. There's so many different performers, and it's a tribute to all the great musicians in our time. So it's going to be one show not to miss.
Yeah, it will be, and it will be coming just within a few days. And please stay with us. We're going to move to different areas in the theater because there are a lot of other places to see, very interesting. And we'll show it to you after the break.
The ViaMia show is sponsored by the following people.
Okay, we're going to show you what the green room looks like. It was a room that we never actually had to cut a hole into. So head up.
Okay. So the green room. Why is green room green room?
Well, it's a myth. Supposedly back in the 1800s or even 1700s, they were doing theater in the back. I don't know, maybe the room was green and they decided to call it green room, and it just kind of escalated from there.
Yeah.
But as you can see, this is not a green room. It's a green room, but it's not green in here.
Yeah.
So
But I know that all the performers call it, let's go to green room, yeah.
they all call that.
Okay, this room, it's more than green room. It's very elegant, very, very nice. Everybody, you have tons of mirrors,
we have makeup mirrors, a lot for the weddings we do here. It's a private area where the bride can go. We also have a private washroom up a little ways up the back there for them. But they come in here, do their makeup, they get changed. And it's just a unique place for them to be them by themselves. Or the last wedding we had, both of them are in here.
So this is also a change room, right?
It can be a change room. We can put it privacy in front of the glass there, and we can make it private for people to change even.
You said glass. Is this soundproof?
Yes, this is soundproof. You'll see if you walked up there, a lot of people that I don't tell that there's actually glass there bump their nose, and I get nose prints on that. Keep on coming in here to clean, and all there's nose prints on it. So it's quite unique.
Well, they shouldn't be that nosy then.
Good line. Okay, we're coming into our main bar for the Laugh Lines part of it. You can see it was actually originally built by the Elks that were here, and we've just added to it to make it a little bit more efficient. As you know, we get a lot of people in here at once, so when they all come in at one time, we have a hard time trying to keep up, so we have to make sure everything is efficient when people come in here.
So you said main bar, that means it's for downstairs also?
No, we have a separate bar downstairs.
Oh, do you? Okay.
It's too much to bring the liquor from upstairs to downstairs.
Well, that's what I was wondering, yeah.
But we do have a kitchen that serves both places. So the kitchen is up here, and then we bring it down. It's nice having an elevator so we don't have to run that fast to get the
Those
food
stairs
downstairs.
when you took me upstairs? I don't think so.
Yeah, the stairs keep you in shape, put it that way.
Yeah.
Run up and down those things every day.
If the bartender or if the waitresses have to go like 500 times, I don't know.
Yeah, they would get a little bit set.
You said that you were looking for a bartender. Are you still...
Always looking for great bartenders.
Well, that's always difficult to find. It's a hard job. It's
Yes,
a really
it is.
hard job.
Very, very hard job. People don't realize until they get into that position. It's like any job. Until you get it actually into that position where you're actually doing their job, people don't realize how hard it is.
Yeah, it is.
But when you're good, you're good. And we have some good ones.
I work behind the bar, so I'm telling you, it is a hard job. Very nice, organized, and neat place. I am anxious to see the last.
Oh, the surprise!
room.
Yes.
The surprise room.
Well, we call it the dungeon. That's all I'm going to say.
The dungeon.
We're going to take you to the dungeon.
The place where not many people see.
That's right. Welcome to the dungeon.
Yeah.
As you can see, it looks pretty rough, but it's actually quite safe down here.
I don't think so.
Not for walking.
Not for high heel shoes.
No, not for high heel shoes. But as you can see, this is still the original dirt floor. In the 1800s, when most of New Westminster burnt down, they just came along and went poof and built. On this side over here is actually built on the same foundation, rock foundation. We had it all tested as hard as rock. So when they built this, they kind of just built on the old foundation, and they didn't have any plywood back then. If you look up, you'll see 2x4s or either 2x4s or 2x6s on end. So to drill anything through here, it is amazing to get from one point to the other point, because some of it's 14 inches thick. So if you're trying to put a pipe through here or drill, it's very hard to do. And as you'll see, most of the stuff down here is wood beams. We do have...
How come they didn't burn?
Well, no, this wasn't here. This is built afterwards.
Okay,
yes. So when they built this after the fire, they still built it with wood, but the foundation and the way they built it is, in the 70s, they had to do a 70s or late 70s, they put I-beams. You can see it back here. It's covered up by gyprock. I-beams will burn or melt before all this wood will burn. So it's a myth on a way that they talk about wood. Wood is actually hard to burn, especially like this. So this is actually a very safe building in here. If we had an earthquake, probably City Hall would be at my front doorstep.
Yeah, well, this is for sure. Even the stones and everything. You said this is the original ground.
This is the original. It just kind of went puff. We've actually had people, archaeological people, come in here and dig. And I says, you know, they found bottles and stuff. But I said if they happen to find Hoffa to rebury them, but they didn't find it, luckily.
Okay, hopefully we're not going to be the first ones. So, and you said what did they do? Did the museum take any of your stuff?
Yeah, we've got some of the items that were on the outside were solid marble and stuff. We've given them some to the museum up in the New West up here to show people what some of the old artifacts were. Some of the old bottles were found down here. But this dirt it's got a little bit of not moisture down here, a little bit of the...
Not really.
It's not bad. It's pretty dry down here, but not many people get down this far to see what is actually here.
Well, I don't think I would be coming here by myself,
No.
but I'm glad you at least showed this to me. Okay, any plans in the future with this place?
Right where we're standing, we're going to have an 1,800 square foot kitchen. So we're building the floor about this level over, and we're going to go straight over to the other side and have a walk-in cooler and a full kitchen so we can do our big banquets here instead of doing it half in one place and half in another.
Well, you need a big kitchen.
Yes, we need a big kitchen. For the amount of people we bring in here, yes, we need a big kitchen.
Well,
so that's in our plans.
That's another big project.
Yes, but building this whole thing was a big project, putting it back to original. So this is just one more of the chapter.
Well, I have to tell you, so far this is, I'm very strange. I like this place the most. I would be probably sitting on this chair with a red wine and sipping on it.
Well, they do it. They've actually filmed a few unique stuff down here using this as a dungeon, I guess, or an old place. It's a unique building, so we've got a lot of film companies here trying to do some filming.
You may rethink your kitchen plans.
You never know. You never know once we start. But we have I mean, a lot of this, most of the stuff here, we just kind of piled in here. But we do have some unique stuff down here. Just watch when you're walking.
Yeah.
Things like, what's this one here? This is an old thing of Chapman, or...
What is he doing here?
It just...
Why is he buried here in the dungeon? Nobody so far wanted it. What are your plans with this picture?
Well, nothing yet. You don't want it? Because it's just sitting down here.
You
We're
would
not
give
going
it
to abuse
to
it.
me?
Sure.
I'm not going to ask second time.
You're not going to have to think
I'm
twice
not
about
gonna
it.
ask second time.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like what?
Old Chapman.
This is beautiful. That's
Wow,
my
you're
favorite
welcome.
Genius guy. So
Well, let's head out here and
Yeah, please, let's go.
We'll head back to the entranceway. Just
Yeah.
watch yourself, because
See?
it still is not
I
the...
even gained a gift coming here.
There you go. Well, I'm glad you got the tour of the Columbia here.
No, I'm very happy, and thank you, Barry, for your time.
Oh, I appreciate you coming down and taking a look through here of this, as they call in the Royal City, the gem of the Royal City.
Exactly. And yes, that's what it is. And I haven't seen everything, I'm sure. We were just too fast, right? Half an hour. What can half hour give such a beautiful place?
Well, you have to come see some shows. We're actually helping out up and coming performers, musicians. We're doing Battle of the Bands on Wednesdays, where they can come and see if they can get to the next level and
That
win.
is really nice.
Yeah.
What you do. It's like bringing new talents. You know, I was just looking upstairs first time I see the decoration. I'm sure you have skillful person, talented person to do this, but who is the brain behind of this?
Well, the design mostly came from me looking at pictures, and I knew what I wanted. The carpet, I knew what I wanted. It just took me time to find it. I finally found it, and I think it matches in here pretty good with the rest of the decor that we've done.
I like it. The decoration is beautiful. Things, what you do, bringing new talents, bringing established people here, like a little bit of everything, right?
You betcha.
Yeah, and we haven't mentioned your website, but all of you have seen it on the screen, which is thecolumbia.ca. If you don't come through the door, at least just make the shortcut and look at it. I like your site. It's neat and clean and very easy to get organized on it.
Yes.
So again, thecolumbia.ca. And Barry, before you go, you have one more task. Without that, you can't leave.
Signing the famous Mia Cup, huh?
Exactly. Like every season has its own cup. This is.
Well, there you are.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad I'm going to be one of the signatures on there.
Well, thank you very much, Barry. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the tour you gave us. I hope that all of you enjoyed as much as I did. And again, if it's not enough, thecolumbia.ca. I'll see you all next week.